The drama surrounding Angel Reese has officially reached its breaking point. What began as lighthearted Bayou Barbie branding has spiraled into one of the most uncomfortable falls from grace the WNBA has seen in years. Once celebrated for her fiery confidence and unapologetic style, Reese now finds herself standing at the crossroads of fame and failure, where every misstep is amplified by the same spotlight she worked so hard to earn, while Caitlin Clark battles through injuries. Honing her craft and redefining what it means to carry a league, Reese has been caught in a storm of distractions, and the basketball world is starting to lose patience. It all started when Reese decided to trade in her sneakers for stilettos, walking the runway at the Victoria's Secret fashion show as though she had just secured another championship ring. She smiled, posed, and flaunted her Bayou Barbie image for cameras that loved every second of it. The problem? Her Chicago Sky hadn't won anything. In fact, they finished among the league's worst, and her absence at the end of last season with a suspicious wrist injury raised eyebrows everywhere. Fans started asking the uncomfortable question: was Angel Reese still an athlete, or had she become just another influencer playing dress-up in a jersey? Social media told the story before anyone else could. Her Instagram feed looked more like Vogue than ESPN. While Caitlin Clark was grinding through rehab with trainers, Reese was posting bikini shoots, podcast snippets, and brand collabs. The contrast was impossible to ignore. And then came the moment that turned skepticism into full-blown backlash. Reese posted a TikTok outlining her waxing appointment schedule, only to later complain about being sexualized online. The irony was too rich for fans to ignore. As one viral comment put it, "You can't post thirst traps on Monday and cry victim on Tuesday." That hypocrisy didn't just frustrate fans, it caught the attention of the league's biggest legends. Sue Bird, one of the most respected figures in women's basketball, decided to say what everyone else was thinking. Without naming names, Bird gave a carefully measured interview that cut deeper than any direct call-out could. She reminded young players that basketball is the vehicle that drives everything: endorsements, fame, opportunities, and if you lose focus on that, you lose everything. She compared Reese's situation to LeBron James, a man who juggles media empires and business deals, yet never misses a workout. It was a masterclass in subtle shade, and the message couldn't have been clearer. Stay grounded, or the game will move on without you. Just days before, Reese had recorded yet another podcast episode, yes, her own show, where she complained about WNBA salaries. The irony was painful. She talked about financial struggle while flashing luxury handbags worth thousands and sipping champagne on vacation in Turks and Caicos. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has been everything Reese is not. Even while sidelined with an ankle injury, Clark has refused to slow down. Team insiders say she's at the facility every day, studying film, encouraging her teammates, staying late to work on conditioning drills. Her social media? It's all basketball. No glitz, no glamour, no ego. Just focus. She's turned her recovery into a masterclass in professionalism, quietly reminding the league what true star power looks like. Then came the gut punch, from none other than Shaquille O'Neal, one of Reese's biggest mentors. Shaq has been supportive of her since her LSU days, but even he couldn't ignore what was happening. During a broadcast, he dropped a brutal truth: talent without work ethic equals forgotten names. It was a direct shot at Reese's current path. Coming from a man who built a global empire after earning his place in basketball history, those words carried the weight of experience. Shaq was telling her the truth no one around her seemed willing to say: she's wasting her potential. The criticism didn't stop there. Sports media heavyweight Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports went nuclear, calling Reese classless and accusing her of caring more about followers than fundamentals. "You're a rookie who had a mediocre season," he ranted. "Your team was trash. You bailed on them, and now you're everywhere except the gym." The clip went viral instantly, with millions of views and comment sections filled with fans echoing his sentiment. Even former coach Teresa Weatherspoon seemed to join the chorus, liking posts that criticized players who care more about clout than competition. Reports from training camp in early 2025 didn't help. Sources claimed Reese struggled with basic conditioning drills, asking for breaks during simple 3-on-3 scrimmages. One teammate told reporters, "We're professional athletes. This is embarrassing." Meanwhile, Clark was out there, injured but relentless, doing one-legged shooting drills, drenched in sweat, proving that hunger for greatness doesn't stop because your ankle does. Then came the business side of the fallout. Brands started quietly backing away. What once looked like a marketing goldmine began to look like a liability. Executives didn't want to attach their names to a player whose reputation was melting down in real time. At the same moment, Caitlin Clark signed yet another major deal with a Fortune 500 company, praised for her humility and dedication. The message from the corporate world was clear: authenticity sells, and Angel Reese's act wasn't selling anymore. Even her peers began turning on her. Aja Wilson posted a cryptic message about real ones moving in silence, while Diana Taurasi went further, saying some younger players need to understand they haven't earned anything yet. That wasn't just commentary, it was a reality check. The WNBA's veterans, the ones who paved the road for this generation, were now warning that the road could close just as fast if you forget what it takes to stay on it. Perhaps the most humiliating moment came when leaked footage from the Chicago Sky's practice showed Reese taking selfies with a personal photographer while teammates ran drills in the background. The video spread fast and it was a PR disaster. The optics couldn't have been worse. At the same time, videos from Indiana Fever practices showed Clark sitting courtside, clipboard in hand, helping her coaches draw up plays despite still recovering from her injury. The difference was night and day. Even league executives are starting to worry. Behind closed doors, sources say the WNBA is concerned about what Reese represents, not just for her team, but for the league's image. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert recently emphasized the importance of basketball excellence in player development, a veiled message that many believe was aimed directly at Reese. International teams have taken notice too. European clubs that once considered signing her for the offseason have reportedly taken her off their lists, citing professionalism concerns. Clark, on the other hand, has multiple offers waiting overseas the moment she's cleared to play. As 2025 unfolds, the contrast between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has become the defining story of the WNBA. Clark has become the embodiment of grit, focus, and professionalism, earning respect even while injured. Reese has become the cautionary tale, a player so consumed by her brand that she forgot the product she was selling in the first place. Every game Clark returns to will remind fans of what greatness looks like, and every missed opportunity for Reese will remind them what happens when you believe your own hype before earning it. So the question now is simple. Will Angel Reese wake up before it's too late? Will she humble herself, grind, and rediscover the fire that once made her great? Or will she continue chasing cameras while the game moves on without her? History is filled with players who thought they were bigger than the sport, and we all know how that story ends.